Floyd Mayweather just shocked the boxing world, first fighting Mike Tyson, then hinting at a real clash with Terence Crawford. Is this the comeback nobody thought we'd see?
Against that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't know.
Prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
One right now. Number one. This is his generation. This is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Floyd Mayweather has finally spoken about his comeback plans for 2026. He confirmed that his first appearance will be this year in the highly publicized fight with Mike Tyson, but he made it clear that it will only be an exhibition. What shocked fans most was his revelation that after Tyson, he is preparing for a real professional fight, possibly against Terence Crawford. Floyd said talks are already happening, and both he and his team are working hard to make this official.
Everything is going great. You know, I feel good. Working hard each and every day. And I can't wait for 2026.
Talk about dream fights in boxing. One name always comes up: Floyd Mayweather. Even in retirement, his presence overshadows the sport. Debates about whether he could beat today's champions never end. Recently, trainer Robert Garcia gave his take on Mayweather facing Crawford. Garcia said that while Floyd's career was legendary, he never did what Crawford and Manny Pacquiao accomplished, becoming undisputed champions. Still, Garcia admitted that Floyd's skill and aura make him lean toward picking Mayweather to win if the
Man, he doesn't need it anymore.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed. Is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. You know, there's still greats out there. There's still, you know, his era or last era, you know, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, you know, already accomplished more than Pacquiao was A division, so we could argue there, because Pacquiao was, A division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5 division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more.
Robert Garcia also pointed out the things that set Crawford apart. Crawford achieved something Floyd never did, unifying every belt in a division. Manny Pacquiao also achieved greatness across weight classes with undisputed recognition. Garcia noted this makes Floyd's resume look incomplete. Mayweather stayed undefeated, dominated his opponents, and scored huge wins, but undisputed status was missing. Garcia didn't say that takes away from Floyd's greatness, but it does prove Crawford belongs in the conversation as one of boxing's most complete fighters. Even then, Garcia explained that Floyd's defense, timing, and ring IQ were on a different level, which is why
I probably still pick Mayweather, both in the prime. I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime?
Nice.
Yeah.
But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
With all that said, what can you ultimately say about what occurred and what we saw Saturday night?
It was a great event, great turnout, 70,000 plus people. Gate was fucking insane from what I understand. You know, fucking, that's good for boxing, man. Good for boxing, good for all the younger fighters. You know, all these new things going on. I think it's going to be a positive thing for all the younger fighters.
For analyst Adito described two sides of Floyd Mayweather, both iconic. The first was Pretty Boy Floyd, the fearless young fighter who overwhelmed opponents with speed, aggression, and sharp combinations. The second was Money Mayweather, the defensive master and pay-per-view king, who built boxing's biggest empire. Adito said Floyd was a genius who not only perfected his fighting style, but also crafted his image. Pretty Boy Floyd won fans with knockouts and risks, while Money Mayweather ruled with mind games, technical mastery, and global spectacles. Together, both sides of Floyd's career shaped him into more than a fighter. They made him the architect of modern boxing.
Sorry. He's a genius. He is a fucking... You know, when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, and Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom. But sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watch the 24/7s and then I watch the fight. I'm not joking, I watch the whole fucking episodes and then I watch the fight. and my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument, oh, you should have fought that person then, and I get it. I get it, right? It's kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. But dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion is multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm gonna work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm gonna work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, whoa, shit, man, this guy's in this fight, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fights, right? In terms of the fights that brought all the eyeballs onto him, Oscar De La Hoya fight, you know what I mean? That Pretty Boy Floyd was like, Diego Corrales is probably the best performance really from Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Corrales, I think, was unbeaten at the time, and look what he did to him. But Money Floyd brought the eyeballs on. That's when he started being controversial. Genius outside the ring in terms of marketing, genius inside the ring in terms of defensively, offensively as well. People don't give him as much credit offensively.
Zabi Judah, who fought Floyd in the past, gave the crown of this generation to Terence Crawford. He said every era has its star, and right now, Crawford is carrying that torch. Judah reminded fans that even Canelo Alvarez once said Crawford might be better than Floyd, and that comment should not be ignored. He explained that Crawford has already dominated elite fighters across multiple weight classes, and no one has found a way to break his style. For Judah, Floyd's legacy is untouchable, but today belongs to Crawford. He believes comparisons between eras are natural, but Crawford must be
right now. Number one, this is his generation. This is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Just seen in the press conference, Canelo said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What do you think?
He's not lying. He fought him. You should know. How can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, he know.
Yeah.
Anybody would know, Canelo would know.
What do you think's next for both?
I don't know.
You like to hear him?
Not very nice. Rematch always sound good. But in a rematch, it'll be the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Cool.
Matter of fact, in the rematch, I'm predicting stoppage early.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think so.
Trainer Bredman Edwards had a different view. He dismissed the idea of Floyd versus Crawford, calling it forced and unnecessary. Edwards said Crawford deserves to enjoy his current success, without being compared to legends of the past. He added that if Floyd really wants a crossover fight, it would make more sense against Roy Jones Jr. because of the names and fan curiosity. Edwards stressed that Crawford is in his prime and should be honored for his achievements now, instead of being dragged into fantasy debates. For him, boxing should stop chasing impossible matchups and let Crawford stand as the symbol of greatness. In his own time,
Obviously, never gonna get this fight, unfortunately. Just two different generations. And I'm not necessarily asking you who would win, but if Floyd and Crawford were to cross paths prime for prime, would you just put that as that's 50-50, man? I don't know. Or are you just like, I might still give the edge to Floyd?
Man, I don't really want to compare them right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, and competitive guys, next thing you know, Bud and Floyd to be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, and make up something just to, I got my opinion on, how the fights would go and, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. Unfortunately, they didn't fight. They could have made, they kind of two different eras though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live with it. You know what I mean?
Sean Porter shared his thoughts on the strange announcement of Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. he said the fight could feel more like a street fight than a real boxing event. Porter explained that Floyd and Mike have real tension and old resentment between them, which could make things too personal. Because of that, he doubted boxing authorities would approve the fight officially. Porter said the event might generate hype, but it also carries risks that the sport doesn't want. He believes exhibitions like this one, along with fights involving Floyd, Tyson, or even Jake Paul, are more about money and names than real boxing.
You don't see this one coming unless you know the history of these two guys.
Yeah, they don't like each other too much, do they, Sean?
When you look at the history, it's kind of like for a street fight. It doesn't make sense for like a in the ring situation. And so it's kind of like, I guess for the sake of words, crazier things have happened. And then now you have to say, well, no, it doesn't get crazier than this.
You're not kidding, right? Obviously we watched Mike Sean in November against Jake Paul. I think clearly those guys like each other. Floyd and Mike, not so much. Obviously, there's been some tension there over the years. Do you think they go in there despite the fact that this is an exhibition fight? I mean, do they go in there and do they both try and take each other out?
I don't know what that fight looks like. And, that kind of was my biggest apprehension with coming on with you guys today. It was like, how do you analyze what a fight between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather could look like, right? So then you think about when Floyd got in the ring with Big Show. We already know, like we know now more than we've ever known before that the WWE is fake. It's kind of like acceptable, but it wouldn't be acceptable in a boxing ring. It wouldn't be acceptable if there becomes some sort of weird antics and things like that. I mean, I guess I'll have to do what I did once before with Mike and Jake, and I'm gonna go on record for saying this doesn't happen.
You falls apart sometime before.
This doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know how you can make it make sense. I don't know how you can make this one make sense.
And to your point, they may have it, but if they have it, they haven't said it yet. There's no date for the fight, no location that's been announced. So
right.
Ariel Helwani wrapped up the discussion with a more practical view. He said the Floyd versus Tyson fight is unlikely to ever be official. Most insiders believe it's just an exhibition for entertainment and money. More importantly, Helwani suggested it could serve as a warm-up for Floyd's next real fight, possibly against Terence Crawford. By framing the Tyson fight as a sideshow, Helwani shifted the spotlight back to Floyd's serious return to sanctioned competition.
And Mayweather has been out of the spotlight for a lot longer now. Yeah. I don't think there's interest in that.
Does it happen, GC?
No. Which has more of a chance of happening, Connor? White House card or
White House card seems to be happening. I got to eat my crow on that one.
Yeah.
It's tough. Tyson Floyd,
no chance.
Also, even if it does happen, it's just like, who really cares?
Yeah.
Like, it's not them at their highest level. It's an exhibition. Everybody will clown on it when it eventually does happen.
Tyson Jones? There is a way that exhibitions can be fun. Tyson versus Roy Jones was actually like the best version of that, right? An exhibition that like I thought was exciting, delivered for the fans, but also that was so long ago for Mike Tyson. The version that we saw
like early 50s.
Yeah, the version that we saw against Jake Paul just can't do it
against the guy around his size too. Floyd Mayweather is not that.
Roy's pretty small, but
so
no, not as small as Floyd though.
Yeah, Roy fought at heavyweight at one time.
Yeah, Floyd is very small.
Mike Roy was super interesting. It was in the very kind of early stages of the pandemic.
Yeah,
8 months in, but we were still kind of dark and depressed at that point. And like Tyson hadn't fought, it was nostalgic. It was Roy. Okay, so I got the appeal. I got the appeal of Jake because he was so much younger and he's a novice compared to Tyson. I don't know. Okay, now what's the appeal here? You know what I mean?
Two of the greatest boxers ever to fight each other.
Just I feel like we just saw that with Tyson and Roy. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the same hook.
I feel like Tyson and Roy didn't have the same vast reach that
was a
Jake
big
Paul
deal.
versus.
Stay tuned for more updates and analysis on the biggest stories in boxing.